Well, this really isn't going to work, is it? Hola amigos, my name is V and today I'm going to be talking about my TBR jar. So this is my TBR jar. It is quite large, it is the size of my head, and the fact that there are so many pieces of paper in here just show how many books that I haven't read that are on my shelves. So we're going to be talking about this beauty today. So most of the time I just pick books off my shelves at random. I don't actually use this a lot. A lot of the time I actually have to rummage through here and take out books that I've read because I can choose books however I want to choose books. But sometimes I actually do use this and I actually do pick books out at random and I actually read them. That especially comes in handy when I'm in a complete book slump and I have no idea what I want to read and no idea how I want to read it and all of that lovely stuff. So this does come in handy sometimes. If you have seen my reading plans video, you will know that I am planning on rereading all of the books on my shelves, even the ones that I have already read before. That's just because I want to catalogue all of the books that I'm reading on Goodreads, like from scratch, instead of just saying, oh yeah, I've read that, oh yeah, I've read that, oh yeah, I've read that. I actually want to say when I read a book and how I read the book, and I want to review all of the books that I'm reading, which I actually really need to catch up on reviewing books because I haven't done that in quite a while. So in here I don't have any of the books that I've already read. I only have books that I have not read before. So if I'm going to read True Blood, I don't have to rummage through here and try and pick out the little bit of paper that says True Blood because I know that it's not in here. It's only if I'm reading a new book that I actually need to rummage through here and pick it out. So this is my jar. This jar actually used to hold a load of paper stars that I made. It was actually a decoration for my room, but then I actually changed my bookshelves to actual bookshelves. You can go and watch my bookshelf video, to these guys. So I didn't have anything other than books on my shelves now. So I didn't want a decoration. I wanted something that kind of went with books like most of the other things on my shelves do. So yeah, I made a TBR jar. I hadn't really made one before. I just kind of wrote down all of the books that I wanted to read and put them in a jar. And then about 2 days later I was rummaging through it trying to pick out all the books that I wanted to read and all of that kind of thing. So sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. It highly depends on what mood I'm in. I have a little jar full of little pieces of paper so that when I get a new book I can just whip out a bit of paper, grab a pen and just write it down and shove it in here. And I'm actually going to show you how I do that in a minute. So you'll get a little preview of how I do stuff. So you might also have noticed that on my bookshelves I have a couple of bits of paper back here. These are the current series that I'm trying to read, or current books that I'm trying to read. And I mentioned in my November TBR that I was going to read all of these books. I read none of them. I read no books in November and that's why you're not getting a November wrap up. But I'm going to tell you a couple of the books that I'm going to be reading in December in this video. So yeah, I actually keep all the bits of paper until I finished reading the book, just in case I don't finish it like I have done in November. So I'll fold these back up and put them back in the jar because I have no intentions of reading them now. I think I might try and read the Raven Cycle soon, but apart from that I don't think I have any other kind of need to read the other books that I was kind of thinking I was going to read, and that happens a lot. Like I had a whole month where I read no books. Like I picked up Six of Crows and Daughter of the Burning City and I read like 2 chapters in both and I just couldn't finish them for some reason. I was busy or I just couldn't get into them or something like that, but yeah. So I always keep the bits of paper until I have finished what's on them. So if it says a series on here, I will keep it until I finish the entire series. If it's just one book, I'll just read the book and chuck out the bit of paper. So yeah, that's kind of like how I go about doing that kind of part. So I'm actually going to fold these up now in my montage. So yeah, enjoy this part. It's a bit funky and, you know, chill. little montage of me writing all the books down and putting them in my jar and all of that kind of stuff. In all of my future TBRs, I'm probably going to be picking out one book from the jar just so it makes it a bit more interesting, and so that I'm not choosing every single book that I read in a month, that one is going to be something that is chosen for me by fate or destiny or whatever you want to call it, by random. So yeah, that's going to be a bit more interesting in the future in all of my TBRs, which is going to kind of bring it all in a circle, which I think could be really interesting in my videos. So I think we should go ahead and choose a book from my TBR jar now for me to read in December. I actually haven't picked a book out of here in quite a while, so actually I'm gonna shake it just because sometimes like the newer books are on top and then the like older ones are at the bottom, so it doesn't like make a huge difference because there's lots in here, but oh well. So I have all like fantasy, contemporary, horror, non-fiction. I have it all in here. If I haven't read it, it's in here. I'm gonna try and get one that's like down the side. I see series written at the end, so... Oh! That's interesting! I got the Maze Runner series. Wow! The new Maze Runner film is coming out next year. I actually think this is fate. I actually think I really need to read these anyway. Interest! I'm gonna put this up here so you guys can see when I finish this. So yeah, that was my TBR jar video. I really hope you liked this, and I hope it gave you some kind of idea as to how to make your own or how to use a TBR jar or something like that. But yeah, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, then hit that like button and subscribe while you're down there so you don't miss any more of my future videos. I'm not sure what I'm coming to you next with. I think it's just another random video, so stay tuned. That's why you subscribe. So yeah, bye!